Greetings, everybody. As you know, I'm a Zulu girl, guys. I will always greet you. I'm very excited today. For the first time in a very long time, I'm going into the feminine space. I feel like there's been so much masculine energy at Scales of Justice, and we've been so serious and heavy. But today I'm going a different route. Still not far off from home. I want to introduce my gorgeous guest today, Refilwe Mthimunye. Refilwe, welcome to the studio.
Thank you so much, Cindy. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, you can greet my...
This is actually my first podcast.
Ever.
Oh
my God.
Literally, you are my first. I was even like, why would you want to...
I'm breaking your virginity.
You are breaking my podcast virginity. You are my first. Thank you so much.
I love it. I feel so accomplished,
oh, no,
guys.
thank you. I was like, what an honor. Absolutely. I will do it.
Why have you never gone to podcasts?
You know what? I just, after deciding to now take my career seriously, for me, it was like, okay, I'm shutting down the entertainment space. I don't really want to be in front of cameras. I just want to focus on this because my whole life I've been in front of cameras doing interviews, and I'm like, okay, now I'm in a different chapter of my life.
That is very interesting.
Yeah.
Because guys, as you know, we come to know Refilwe Mthimunye in 2015. She places as the first princess in Miss South Africa, then goes on to represent the country in Miss Universe and places in the top 12, which is a great accomplishment because those girls are stunning.
They are stunning. Out of, I think there was about 89 of us.
Yeah.
So to be in the top 12 out of 89 girls from all over the world.
Yeah.
And some of these girls are plastic.
Yeah.
Not all of them come as they are. And in Africa, it's now we come as we are. We don't have your
And girl, you are
implant.
fine as you are.
Thank you.
And you know what I love? You've got this amazing, flawless dark skin. And
yes,
you know, I know there's a lot of politics around dark skin, brown skin girls. Can I tell you that as a child, I used to be so obsessed with darker skin. I used to think my sister is of darker skin. She's half Venda, so she definitely has that.
Yes, she's got that melanin in her.
I've always thought darker skinned people are gorgeous. And I don't know, guys, if this is your experience, because I feel like only in certain parts this has happened. When I grew up in Newcastle, the darker skinned girl who was considered genuine pretty.
Really?
So as a lighter skinned girl, I actually used to feel a bit insecure because people in Newcastle, guys, people, you can put this in the comments, used to say it's the dark skinned people. We can tell their beauty. Light skin definitely pulls people in, but we don't know if you're beautiful until we do a thorough observation.
And that's so different because for me, the outside world, I'm considered darker. But in the modeling space, I'm considered light. So it's very difficult.
I know. With Africa, it gets really dark.
Dude, and you're just like, okay, which shade? You wanted to take the darkest shade of foundation and putting on just so you could at least get a role in an advert or be costed in a fashion show.
Work.
I'm telling you. So it's weird, but outside I know
that.
But
I did some little modeling and stuff. I knew that the darker skinned girls, always got and it's interesting I should say this because what is out there is that light-skinned girls get more privileges. But when I just did a stint in modeling, I found that the dark-skinned girls were preferred because people like that look. This is what the concept of Africa is to the world. And I was like, but there's so many different shades in Africa. Is that even fair?
Yeah.
But when you look around also, then you hear people talking about how darker skinned women in the entertainment industry and everywhere else will feel like they're being treated by second-class citizens. What's your experience of that?
I think, listen, hence I'm saying I have felt like in the outside world, I'm considered darker, but it's also not, I still fall on the lighter side of things. So I've never had any discrimination until I got into the modeling space. And that's when I felt like I'm not dark enough. Why is that? Now I'm not getting gigs.
It's crazy work.
But honestly speaking, as time goes and as you grow up, you start appreciating who you are.
Yeah.
And I love how right now with our generation, we appreciate every skin tone. Everyone is beautiful as they come. So
I love the vibe that is out there in the world right now.
True.
We are learning to embrace each other with our differences. And this is something that is absolutely amazing.
And we need to keep it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me something. So guys, if you've become aware, she went all the way to Las Vegas, modeled. Yes. She's a hot girl. Yes. But she was also studying law at the time, right?
I was studying law. So when I entered Miss South Africa, I think I was 20. In my 20s.
Yeah. Nobody's counting. Nobody cares about age. Come on, guys.
And growing up, I knew, right? Because remember back in the day in South Africa, you had to be 18. At some point, you even think I need to be a virgin. Not that was, the requirement, but stay away from men,
By the time I considered I could enter Miss South Africa, I already had a baby.
You see? So it was one of like, keep yourself, stay away from boys. Yeah. And you need to be an educated woman.
Yeah.
So me wanting to become Miss South Africa or having this dream of wanting to become Miss South Africa, I felt okay, I need to study something. They'll only take me serious. And back then we knew it's okay, doctor, lawyer. And obviously doctor was not going to work for me because of obvious reasons and mathematics and science and all that.
Every lawyer
has a problem with those subjects. And we're just like, okay, my APS score makes sense, Lana.
Yeah.
And attorneys always look so elegant, so beautiful on TV, right? And I was like,
I love the fact that you said on TV.
On TV.
Because, you need to go to the court. Go Brakpan.
You go to court. Let me tell you.
Go box back.
Our hairlines start receding. They go backwards. You don't even have time to apply makeup.
Yeah.
That's how it is. So in real life, being an attorney,
story.
Yeah, it's a different story.
I love what you just said, about Miss South Africa, that the influence on you was that you need to be poised, you need to be educated, you need to take a serious degree in your life to be taken, seriously. And I love the influence that it has of people because, people would like to assume that beauty has no brains. And I don't know why that is still a case.
Sure.
After so many years with the beauty pageants changing their tone when it comes to women.
And let me tell you, it doesn't stop.
Yeah.
Because even after I was now done with pageants.
Yeah.
But I would get a little, not embarrassed, but a bit ashamed when people would bring up the fact that, oh, this is Miss Mangma. Because I noticed that people stop taking you seriously. It now becomes about your look.
Right?
In the profession.
Are you talking about the legal profession?
I don't want anyone to bring it up. I'm actually like, let's stay away from it. But now, I think now that after getting admitted, now I felt like, okay, now I can say I'm an attorney. Now you can't take that away from me. You can't say, oh, she looks pretty, that's why she got admitted. You need to go through those board exams. You need to go through law school. My looks did not make me go through that.
It is your brain.
But at first it was very difficult. And that's why I had to focus on my career because the modeling thing was not working for me financially as well.
Can I ask you a question? Do you feel that the law profession tends to be very biased towards beautiful women with a model-like aesthetic? Like, what's your experience? I want you to talk about that a bit.
I'm not even going to, because with me, my experience, I've only worked at female firms.
Yeah.
For some reason, I've only worked with females.
But you still have men as opposing counsel.
We still have men as well.
But also, I'm going to probe you a bit, and I guess I'm being a lawyer from one lawyer to another. I'm going to probe you a bit. You just said now that you don't want people, being an attorney now, you don't want people finding out that you are Miss South Africa, essentially, because to be at Miss Universe, that's the title you go in with, Miss South Africa, even though, she was first princess, guys. You know how these things work. I mean, Miss South Africa to me. Anyway, but as I was saying just now, so what happens is that I'll tell you, I told you I had a bit of a flirtatious relationship with the modeling world. I didn't stay too long. I was into the ramp and stuff in Durban. I was very young then. And then when I got to Joburg, it seemed like a little bit of the entertainment bug was following me.
Yeah.
I was in the Bantu Soul video.
Okay.
Yeah, you must check it out, guys. Now, you want people to hide. You want. I've always been hiding it, but now I don't have to hide it. I was in the Bantu Soul video. It's just, I wasn't main character or anything, but stuff was coming up at that time.
Yeah.
I remember getting a call from Arthur back in the day asking me to be on a Chomi video after the Bantu Soul video. And I could dance, I could bust a move, but I was,
till this day,
I was serving my, so I was serving my articles at the time. And I said no, because I felt like no one would ever take me seriously. Because, Chomi, she's, sexy moves Jiva back in the day, Jiva sexy and all of that. And it's not that I didn't want to. I love dancing. It makes me feel free. But I knew how the profession would perceive me if I want to be taken seriously as a lawyer. Today, I feel like I robbed myself of opportunity.
Yeah.
And that it should be okay.
It should be. It honestly should be. Obviously, when I first met you, I'll never even forget. You're wearing like a tight bandage
the green dress.
No, it was pink.
Yeah.
And you had this floral.
Oh, the women's event, the Sarifa women's event.
Oh, you look stunning. But I can tell, from just looking at you that you definitely do have a background of just wanting to be that girl on stage. You looked amazing. And for me, I was like, okay, I actually, because at the time I was still a candidate.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, if women in the profession look like this, then I am definitely in the right profession.
I'm not considered normal, right?
and when I then got into the profession, I now get told I need to wear black and white.
Yeah.
Do you understand how I was just like, okay. To a point where I even stopped wearing makeup for a certain period.
You lie.
Yeah.
I sound like Mick G. You lie.
I had to stop wearing makeup for a certain period. And then I was just like, I feel like it's such a dull profession, you know? But now going back to your question of how have people perceived you?
Yeah.
I now feel like if you show up looking like your Cindy's, your Refilwe's with makeup, you look stunning, people actually take you very seriously in court.
And we are saying it's time for pretty girls to take up space
Definitely.
and cement themselves. Zozi said it. I'm sitting with the first princess, Miss South Africa. We're taking up space and cementing ourselves.
Yeah, I felt like me just going as basic Refilwe. You wake up, you dress in your black and white.
Yeah.
You obviously look like a candidate. People just send you around. People don't take you seriously. Even the clerks at court. You get there, please do this. Hi, you did this wrong. The manner in which they speak to you.
Yeah.
But the minute I started putting on my makeup, I wake up, I put on that black and white suit, but now I do it properly. I get to court and the respect is...
They'll take you seriously.
They take you seriously.
I love that you said that.
Yeah.
In as much as I felt a certain way about being in practice and how they perceive people, I decided to take ownership of it because I felt like me being in makeup, and high heels and positioning, because it's almost like, and you can correct me on this, I feel like women in the profession feel like they almost have to take a masculine posture.
Yes.
And the more feminine you are, you get mean girl behavior from other female attorneys.
Yes.
And then they undermine you.
Yeah.
I had one senior attorney even tell me at some point that I should just marry a rich man.
True. And you know why? Because you look, the way you present yourself, you look like a wealthy woman. You look like you know what you're about. And now, instead of saying, Cindy, you look beautiful. Cindy, you deserve the best. Cindy, the position that you have belongs to you. You look the part. He now says you need to marry a rich man.
It was actually a woman.
Oh, woman.
A woman said that. But then, guys, that's a conversation about women being the implementers of patriarchy or, things that don't favor women.
Yeah.
But I want to say something, and this is the last about me, because this is about you. This is why I coined, and this is why you see, the branding is pink, because it's unapologetically feminine.
Yes.
And I think when I started on the socials, my younger handle was Lawyer Barbie.
Oh, yes. It was,
you remember Lawyer Barbie?
Yes.
Yeah, it's just that when I started, I'm going to podcast, then, you go out with your normal name.
True.
But Lawyer Barbie was me taking ownership.
Yes.
Of the fact that I love looking like a doll.
Yeah.
But I'm also a lawyer. And I saw it as an armor, actually. Because you undermine me when I walk in because I look a certain way.
Yes.
But you know.
When you start speaking, it's different.
Yeah, when I start speaking and I start executing, then you will learn who the Barbie doll is.
No, that's
true. Let's go back to you. What inspired you to study law?
There's so many things, Cindy, that happened in my life.
Yeah.
So, but to start it off, my mom's a policewoman.
Okay, great. I didn't know this.
No, my mom's a policewoman. So growing up, here she is, coming back, Nama Docket, and there was at some point she was a detective.
Yeah.
And I would see her go through these files. Sometimes, it'd be rape matters, and I'd be naughty and kind of like try and see what's in the file.
What's happening there?
So I just knew that my mom inspires me so much.
Yeah.
I definitely wanted to do something.
She
following her
footsteps.
Exactly, yeah.
Police enforcement, law enforcement, that means from back in the day, right?
Yes. And I was just like, I don't necessarily want to be in the streets fighting the bad guys. So how can I do it in a manner that suits me as well? Yeah. And that's when I felt that, why not then study law? Because she's already done this side, and I'm privy to criminal law and what happens. Yeah. But now I thought, let me look for a more sophisticated
way of being part of law enforcement.
Yeah. And that's what inspired me. So from grade 8, I knew I was going to become an attorney. Anyone who asked me, what are you going to be when you grow up in South Africa? I'm going to be an attorney.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. I love it. So you always knew you have this lethal combo going on.
I always knew. And so even, and then, I don't know, I want to share this with you.
Yeah.
So obviously, I'm sure as we're young, I started joining the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
And that's when I then decided, okay, I'm going to do all these pageants. So I did your Miss Mamelodi Sundowns. This was in 2013.
Yeah, that was a big one, hey? Is it still around?
No, it's not.
Oh, why?
But the Motsepas have taken over Miss South Africa.
Oh.
But that one was amazing because it empowered us as young Black females. Yeah. I paid off my student loan with that money.
Oh, wow. Did you win Miss Mamelodi Sundowns?
I was also first princess.
Also first princess. Damn it, man. Should we assassinate those other girls? Because why you do my girl like that?
I got 150,000.
And that's a lot of money.
And that was a lot of money.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So
also it's not easy being in a beauty pageant. I actually even feel like rap walking is a bit easier because you go into your energy and you're selling something other than yourself. But beauty pageantry is just
you need to fight for a cause if you're gonna enter pageants. I think that's where the love came from. We want to change the world. And I know everyone says it's a cliche, but that's the whole point of pageants, changing the world, inspiring young girls, because this is a platform that we could use to encourage females. Yeah. And back in our time, it's not every female that was empowered.
Yes.
And it was great to see your Olene Strausses on TVs as doctors, And
you're
like,
your favorite Miss South Africa?
I'll always say Basetsana because that's who I know. She was, for me, she was that Black Barbie doll for me that I admired so much. And
you remember the Revlon advert?
I remember the Revlon
advert. Was it weave, Basi? Was it weave?
Exactly. So for me, she was my, I could say ultimately she was the woman who also inspired me to also just take that route.
Can I share a little bit while we're off ramp who my favorite Miss South Africa was? Peggy Sue Khumalo.
Oh, yes.
Peggy Sue is actually from Newcastle. And I think she was the first celebrity I got to meet for like 5 minutes of my life.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't forget. I'm into pink because of Peggy.
Yeah.
She walked in a sweet pink. I have a bit of sweet pink hair.
Oh, love.
She walked in I remember she had sweet pink and black. Sure. And her hair was actually tied back like yours. I've never seen so much beauty, grace, and poise in my life. That was it wasn't even 5 minutes.
No.
Best 1 minute of my life because I was introduced to her. I was student president. It was LRC. I was president of that.
Yeah.
So they, got me in to meet her briefly. I went insane. So I have massive respect for women like you that go into beauty and also understanding that she's not only beautiful. I think she studied something in BCom. She's an accountant or something like that.
She's doing very well.
Yeah, that's quite amazing. So I want us to go back to you a little bit.
Yes.
And this is gonna be we're asking you to be vulnerable. I noticed that you mentioned mom as an inspiration because she was in law enforcement. Where's your father in the picture?
My dad passed away when I was 8 years old.
Yeah, that's a huge trauma.
I know. And my mom had 3 kids. My younger sister was 8 months when my dad passed away.
Yeah.
So all I know is seeing this strong woman just fighting for a
so
life
your mom
to
is a
raise,
proper matriarch.
Literally, to raise 3 kids. I was even thinking about it the other day. I'm like, this woman was a police woman, but she had like 3 other jobs just to try and feed us and take us to the schools that we wanted to go to, because we were like, we want to go to the best schools. With her salary, she couldn't have done it. I didn't necessarily qualify for Bonefsas, but at the same time, as a single parent, she couldn't have done it with that one salary.
She did an amazing job. You're an impressive young lady.
Wow, I admire that woman so much. But what I was going to say that also influenced me to get into the law further in 2014.
Yeah.
Before you're Miss South Africa.
Yeah.
I get kidnapped.
You lie.
I don't want to tell you. I don't want to lie to you. I get kidnapped.
Yeah.
And I think as much as my mom was a policewoman, and I knew that, I knew there was crime. But until it happened to me, I was like, okay, this thing is real.
Look, I know this stuff happens, right?
Yeah.
But I've never been friends or close proximity with someone who's that sounds funny. But it's not funny.
True.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't just happen to, my friends will always say, Uti, you've experienced, like, there's so much good that you've experienced in life, but you've also gone through like one of the worst things as well.
Yeah.
But I was kidnapped at the time there were no Ubers.
Yeah.
Because I'd done Miss Mamelodi Sundowns, I got an opportunity to host the breakfast show on radio for Mum's FM.
Okay.
On my first day of work, at the time, I decided I'm going to take a taxi.
Yeah.
It's about 5 a.m. at night. No, in the morning.
Yeah.
Still very dark. Winter. I stop a taxi. So it's a 4-in-1. They call it 4-in-1. So it's like a small car.
Yeah.
I get in. I go to the back seat. Just before, as I'm about to get off by the radio station, this guy turns his gun, points it at me.
Is he inside the taxi?
He's
driver?
Still inside, yeah. He's in the driver's seat. I'm just on the back seat.
Okay.
Takes his gun, points it at me. And he says, but immediately, when they take out, I don't think you would know. I'm not sure if you know. But when he pointed the gun at me, I literally went blank and he said, lay down in the back.
Okay.
So going through that experience, I just felt like, so crime is real. I've been shielded for so long by my mom, who's a policewoman.
Yeah.
And me just, trying to go for my dreams. This is what happens. So this guy, ultimately, he was a serial killer and a rapist. Killed about, I think, 6 or 5 girls. And I was his first victim that he had kidnapped. Yeah.
Yeah, guys, I don't think you've ever seen me shocked like this.
Yeah. I was his first victim.
Was he apprehended? Has he never apprehended for the incident, or has he been apprehended as a serial killer?
Well, no. Obviously, yes, he was. So he did eventually get a life sentence of 150 years.
What's his name?
Sylvester. I don't know what his surname is. I'd be lying.
Now I need to check out. Is it Sylvester Chauke?
No.
Okay.
No, it's not Sylvester Chauke. I'm not sure. This one, because even now, I'm like, you know what? This could be...
Okay, guys, we have a job to do. We need to find out about this serial killer, but this is also an interesting story. Let's go back to the events of that.
Yeah, so he's obviously still in prison even now.
Good riddance.
Yeah, he killed a lot of girls. I remember the prosecutor, when we were going for trial, the prosecutor saying, I want to show you your file, but I can't. It's gruesome, And so fine. What happened is, so now I'm in the car.
Yeah.
And now we drive around.
Okay.
I'm laying down. And then he stops at like a dark spot at the point, obviously, So, but luckily I closed my eyes, so I didn't see how he looks. But then he starts to tie me. The whole movie thing.
Yeah.
Tie your feet, tie your back, puts a cloth in my mouth, tied my eyes.
Blindfolded you.
Blindfolded me. And then after, put me in the boot. I thought it was a movie, girl. I was like, when you're like, is this happening? Is this me?
I'm getting goosebumps right now. Like, I mean, we're in the legal fraternity. We know these things happen.
Exactly.
But it's always wild until
it happens to you.
You have proximity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I'm in the boot. Now, obviously I could hear him because it was a hatchback and he had lifted that top part.
Yeah.
And now he's asking me, where's your cell phone? How much do you have in the bank account? So his whole thing was every end of the month, young girls get paid.
Okay.
So he's going to kidnap a young girl at the end of the month because he knows for sure that those girls have money.
Yeah.
Not knowing that I was unemployed at the time.
Yeah.
I was only starting my job.
Yeah.
First time at Mum's radio station then. He then goes into the ATM, which is what helped the case as well. The cameras were able to capture him withdrawing the money.
Yeah.
So obviously he starts asking me, okay, where do you live? Where are your parents? I'm like, Abuti. So at this point, I'm like, my mom has always said, be calm.
Yeah.
And I could tell that when I was calm, he would calm down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like, okay, how much do you have? Do you have any other money? Must I call your parents? I'm like, Abuti, my mom's at home in the villages. Now I'm lying because I'm like, if he thinks I'm from a wealthy family, he might just keep me
trouble.
there longer. Fine. He gets the money. We go to his house. When we get to his house, he puts me in his room. And I'm blindfolded. So I'm literally, this whole day was me just hearing sounds.
Yeah.
He takes me to his house. Guess what? His mom is at the house, but the mom couldn't see me.
Okay.
And I always say to boy moms, please go into your son's rooms.
Fortunately, my son's room is right next door to me.
That's when I was like, had this lady come in, she would have seen what her son was doing.
Yeah.
But either way, she didn't. And from there, he obviously says, do you want me to take off the blindfold? So I'm like, no, I'd rather not see anything that's happening. Of which I definitely believe that's what helped me. Because had I seen him, he definitely would have killed me like that.
Yeah.
So fine, I could. And Gangan, he keeps reminding me, takes the gun, he'll put it there. There was a knife in the mix. Fine. After that, he picks me up. And I could tell Utis are like guys, probably my size.
Yeah.
Puts me on the bed.
Yeah.
Now you're thinking, okay, the worst is about to happen.
Oh, God.
While he's doing that, there's substance abuse in the mix as well.
Yeah.
He keeps saying, do you want me to inject you? So I'm like, no, don't do that. I'll be fine. Because obviously you're shaking the whole day. This is you. Because your body is going through this trauma, you know? And so he's like, do you want me to inject you so you can calm down? I'm like, no, thank you. I'll be fine. I'll try and relax. But now, obviously, I'm sure he continues to inject himself. But I didn't know, Minuguti, with men, if they inject themselves with substances, their penis does not erect, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was luckily, then when he wanted to try and rape me, but he couldn't. And then I tell you, the way he took, as you're laying
I'm
in bed.
relieved, grateful for you.
Yeah.
But it's just wild to have to.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. He literally ripped my clothes off.
He still has to rip them off, even though he has you in bondage, basically.
Yeah. And he had tied me to the bed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was tied to the bed. Okay, cool. So from there, lento ayisebenza ngithi.
Hey, ulayekile mani. Hey, ulayekile lo Satan.
Hey.
Hey, ulayekile man udoti.
Wenzani? Bese after that it's not working, he decides he's going to lay on my shoulder. I don't know where I got the power, hey? I then no, he says, before I kill you, what do you want to ask me? I go, okay.
Guys, I'm getting heart palpitations.
Let me tell you, I felt like, what movie scene, like God, the script. You know?
How old are you at this point?
20, just before Messiah, so I was probably 22.
Yeah.
Yeah, 22.
Yeah.
Sleeps on my shoulder. I'm like, okay, you want me to ask questions? I'm going to ask you questions. Yeah. And you're going to hear me. And what do I say? I'm like, I'm a law student. He's like, oh, really? I'm like, yeah. And in this situation, if you allow me to live, I think I'm going to do my master's on me because I need to know if prison really does rehabilitate, the perpetrator.
Mm-hmm.
And so I asked him, why do you do this?
Yeah.
Why are you doing this? And he tells me a whole long story about the only time women ever respect him is if he's abusive. If he's nice, no one ever listens. But every time he becomes aggressive, then people want to pay attention to him.
Oh.
I was like, oh, really? I'm like, okay, is this your first time? He then tells me, it's basically my first time kidnapping, but I've done other things. I think he's stabbed or killed someone before, but he was in juvie.
Wow.
And he was like, but every time I went back to prison, my skills were sharpened. So I learned these skills in prison. And now I'm thinking prison is supposed to rehabilitate perpetrators. But for younger boys, clearly, to him, it's either he's like, okay, now they've arrested me. I'm going to become a criminal forever. So I might as well just perfect this thing.
He committed to it.
And that's what he did. So I tell him, I'm like, hopefully you're not going to kill me, but this is interesting. And I hope that you can find peace to know that maybe you're just around the wrong woman. Not every woman wants to be attacked.
Girl, you became a therapist.
I became a therapist to my kidnapper. Let me tell you, we had a conversation. And then after, obviously now it felt like there was God. God was still there.
Yeah.
And then the devil as well.
Yeah.
So he was now convincing himself like
how you were sensing things.
That's how I was sensing things, because he would say things like, calm down, you're going to be fine. And then next things, I'm going to kill you. Or you're making me nervous. Stop moving like that. I'm going to kill you. Yeah. Then next thing is like, no, no ref. I'm sure he had my ID. He went through. He had my ID.
Refilwe, we're not supposed to be laughing right now.
But you know what? I found so much healing.
Yeah.
Because for me, it was the worst thing I could have ever gone through.
How do you feel now when people say ref?
Don't even think about it, because people say Fifi.
Yeah. Yeah.
But to him, he felt like, oh, she listened to me. So he was able to calm down.
He gives you a pet name.
After our conversation, luckily I had a bag with me because I was going to a friend's house later on that day.
Yeah.
He then says, okay, here's your bag. He takes the clothes, puts them back on me. Yeah. But obviously those other ones are ripped.
Yeah.
He asked me, do you want the rest of your belongings? So I'm like, oh, maybe he's not going to kill me anymore. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, no, you can keep everything. So that's what I tell him. Mm-hmm. He puts me back in the car, in the boot.
Mm-hmm.
We leave. Obviously, he makes a few stops and he keeps saying, if you move, I'm going to kill someone around. Or if you try and scream for help, I'm going to shoot someone.
Yeah.
He says that. In that moment, I decide, if anyone's dying today, let it be me. And I knew the way I was so numb. Yeah. I don't even think I would have felt that bullet shot or whatever he was going to do to me, because apparently...
So something in your mind had reconciled with the idea that this may be your last day on earth.
Yeah.
And in your mind, you were trying to define how that looks like.
No. I was fighting with God. I knew he wanted to kill me, but I was saying, but God, I have so many things to do. I even want to go back home and wash the dishes now, but I've got Miss South Africa to do. I still want to become an attorney. Like, now's not the time.
You were listing all these things.
Yeah. Literally, I was having a conversation with God to say, now's not the time. And I remember there's a point where Sylvester comes back and he opens the boot and he just says, I'm not going to kill you. And that's the last thing he says. But obviously, I'm like, no ways. We drive off. So this incident, about, let's say, 6 a.m.
Yeah.
It's around probably 6 p.m. now.
Yeah.
We then drive. As we're driving, I could hear now the bushes. I can hear, and the grass is scratching the car. And now I'm like, no, he's definitely going to kill me now.
Yeah.
Why are we going to
bushes?
Yeah. Bushes. Fine, we get to the bush. He takes me out the car. He ties me to a tree. I'm still blindfolded.
Yeah.
Yeah, still tied up. He ties me to a tree. And then something just, I don't know if he went back in that moment, but there was a silence. I don't know if he was taking out the gun or began at that point. And then later he comes back to me. He's like, how much do you think you're going to need to go back home? And I'm like, I think 20 Rand. He's like, are you sure you want nothing else from your belongings? I'm like, okay, just give me my ID because I'm not going to Home Affairs. He then takes out from my money that he stole. The 20 Rand. Takes the 20 Rand and he takes my ID and he puts it in my pocket and he says, count until 60.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? Do you understand? Because now I'm just like, is he saying I must count because like what's gonna happen? Why 60?
No, why are you being funny about it? You're like, what?
No, that was me. I shouted out loud, But luckily I could hear him get into the car and he drove off.
Yeah.
And I did not stop just because he drove off. I counted up to 60. I counted up to 60.
I get it.
Yeah. And immediately I broke my, literally was able to rip the cloth off.
Yeah.
Take off that blindfold. When I looked around, it's just bushes. On my right side, there was a cemetery.
That's insane. Talk about a close brush with death.
The
humor. The irony.
The irony.
It's funny. You're like, yo, I almost joined you guys.
Literally. And I'm like, God, thank you. Did I not cry? I cried. But now I'm like, how am I going to go back home? But I could hear cars from far, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, let me walk that direction. But now I'm scared because...
who else is going to do this to me?
Who else?
I understand the trauma.
And as I'm walking that direction, guess what? 2 more guys walk my way. But luckily, those were security guards from the cemetery who were like, we saw a car. So we wanted to check what's going on.
Oh, thank God. Oh. When you say 2 more guys, I now again. Netflix. It must be a documentary.
It has to be.
Like when you say 2 more, I'm like,
literally, there were 2 more guys.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, must I run that way? Like, what must I do? But because they were wearing a uniform, I'm like, let me just go to them. And those guys helped me so much because they became witnesses in the case.
Oh.
Yeah. They were able to call my mom. My mom was the first on the scene. I think...
So, like, he kept you for a day?
It was a day. Yeah.
Okay.
He gave me for a day, luckily.
Yeah.
But with other girls, unfortunately, I think one was even found in a drain. Hence, I'm saying I need to look for this case myself. I think I'm at the point where I'm ready now. I want to see.
Like to find out and learn more about it.
Yeah, I want to.
Wow, Refilwe. I think, you and I planned this interview. I was never ready. I'm normally ready, prepared and everything.
Yeah.
But, I did say that, I want us to be, honest in our conversation.
True.
And that is absolutely amazing because, as I listen to you talk about this, it also just reminds me how as people we can go and drown into our victim mentality.
Yes.
And we look at other people, right? And we think, oh, they have a better life than us. And the cautionary tale is that not everyone is going to lead with their trauma.
No.
And I'm not saying it's wrong to do that. I mean, I'm known for leading with trauma, right? At this point in my life. But I just think it's really interesting how almost the next person in this country has had some kind of criminal activity.
True.
Because for me, my brother's case is not the only one. I've been mugged as well. So I can relate to some of what you felt. But for me,
I think,
it was 5 minutes, girl, not the full day tour you got.
Oh my goodness. And so for me, and you saying that, for me to join Miss South Africa, for me to become an attorney, I said, I am not going to allow that one day or him to take away what God has blessed me with.
Because trauma is the devil's weapon.
And I've actually seen victims. I remember my mom while she was investigating these rape cases, some girls could literally not move on with their lives.
I understand, because you can get stuck in the same place.
Yes, in the same place. And I was like, then he wins. What's the point?
Okay.
I have to win. This is my story.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot that day. I learned that there actually is crime.
Yeah.
Maybe I was oblivious to that whole thing. But I knew that even with fighting, me becoming an attorney, my first trial was, I was the victim.
Yeah.
But I'm glad he got 150 years he got sentenced for 150 years. He did apologize. He wrote a whole essay for me.
For you?
Yeah.
Because I wanted to ask you, what was it like? Because you would have lost, actually finally seeing his face.
Yeah.
And I'm supposing you had to testify against him?
I didn't, because he pleaded guilty.
Okay.
To all the,
Okay.
So obviously this was 2014, and I then did Miss South Africa in 2015. During the investigation.
Absolutely admirable and amazing.
Yeah. So obviously I didn't speak about it during that time. I don't know, maybe.
You didn't want to attach to your brand. I also understand.
Yeah, I didn't want that to be...
He can't attach to your brand.
Yes,
you want to build your brand as Refilwe, not the crime victim.
Not the crime
victim. Not the survivor even.
Yes. Yeah. And for entertainment, it could have been a great story. Because essentially that's what these shows do. The more heartbreaking your story is, the more people can relate.
People love pain.
People love pain. Yeah. So I was like, but I'm not going to do that, because my family members had to go through, we're still recovering. I went through that process, but a lot of people were hurt. My mom as well was. Yeah. I think she probably felt like she failed me at some point, but honestly, there was nothing she could do.
Yeah.
And she felt like, as a policewoman, why couldn't I have changed this? But you can only do so much.
You can only do so much in the system.
You can only do so much.
You know what's interesting, because I know you and I are both legal people, and there's almost this expectation that harm doesn't come to you because you're a lawyer. And sometimes that's the reason you get into more trouble.
Yeah.
Because when you think you are untouchable.
No.
And it's crazy. Part of the reason I've spoken out so openly about my brother's case and the injustice that was happening in my family. Yeah. It was to make people aware that the country is rotten to everyone in terms of the criminal justice system. Yeah. Do you feel about that case and the criminal justice system at this time that this guy could have been stopped in his tracks sooner? Because you are saying he later on became a serial killer. Yeah. And this is a broader conversation, because we're talking about the conditions for parole and whether we really can truly trust that our system offers rehabilitation, because we are saying no retribution. Our system is premised on rehabilitation, our criminal justice system. what are your thoughts? Having someone, being someone who's been a victim, and then also now in the legal space. Do you feel? And I know it's a big asking to be neutral after you've been a victim. I mean, at some point I was saying no bail for criminals. But I also favor a lot of legal systems that are in the world out there. Like, for instance, there's countries like Thailand where you get arrested at the airport, it's chai. Bail for what? But anyway, I digress. How do you feel about the criminal justice system right now, or the justice system as a whole?
The criminal justice system, I do believe, seeing obviously with the work that my mom had done. Everyone is really trying their best where they can, especially if you have the public cooperating with you. Because for the justice system to work, it can't just be us. We need the public to work with us. And in most cases, you find that the public is not willing to help us, make sure that justice prevails at the end of the day. When it comes to my situation, for instance, you know what? You can only keep someone in prison for that long. However, maybe can things be done differently at correctional services? Maybe. With
this is where we need the psychologists in.
How do they put these perpetrators together? They're putting a murderer and someone who shoplifted together, because now this person, that's what I would want to understand.
That's what is happening. I mean,
so if you put all of them in one, and now there's a young man, like this guy was very young. I could tell he was very young. So for him to be, to have his skills sharpened even more in prison, it means maybe internally there's something that's not right that we're doing, and we're still preaching rehabilitation. But the processes inside are, they're in conflict with what we're saying. And I mean, we try to keep a neutral mind, right? Even though we have been victims. Because I mean, if I speak from an anger point and the experiences I've had, I mean, with the guy who unalived my brother, it's... I could almost say no one can be rehabilitated, because you see the arrogance there is, the way that they take people through the system, and the cases drag on. I mean, mine is not unique. It's actually the norm, which is what is sickening. I mean, I could complain about how long the case has taken, but there's the Senzo Mayua trial, and that took forever. Right? That's taken forever. But, and we also share... It's unfortunate that we share this in common, but my brother was also murdered.
I'm very sorry
and
to
shot
hear this.
For over a parking spot. You understand? And I can tell you right now, I don't even know what's happening with the case.
And people expect you to know, because Siswake is a lawyer, right?
So I'm actually finding so much strength in you fighting for your brother. But it's not easy. But it's not easy, because I still think I don't even have the guts to do it. I'm like, he's no longer here. But for some reason, you fighting gives us hope. And maybe one day I'll also go to Middleburg and say, what's going on? But you need to keep fighting.
Thank you for saying that as well. And look, for me, like I said, there was a corporate assessment that was said, and it still came out, and long before this happened, that I have a very strong sense of justice. And I suppose that's where it comes from. To me, wrong is wrong. And if you don't understand that wrong is wrong, then I stay on your case until the consequence comes. Because it's not necessarily when you show people that something is wrong, they're actually going to receive. I mean, someone unalived your brother, they unalived, they murdered my brother, and they have no sense of repentance, even though they knew him from childhood. So there's a lot that is going on, and I want to talk a whole lot more about being women in the profession. First and foremost, I want to say I admire the fact that there's so many beautiful women, and you're one of them, who would have typically, you're building a profile in a bit of the media, and I understand the profession, and it demands you deciding to focus on that, which is quite important as well. But I hope into the future you won't hold back, because We can do all of it. And
we can.
The profession needs to chill.
True. But remember, I was shocked. I actually sent you
need to stop telling women how to be,
True.
how we need to be, and how stoic we need to be. I can be a baddie that can twerk to a Chomi and Beyonce video. It doesn't mean my brain doesn't work. That's my palms shaking. My brain does fine. Thank you.
Yeah. And you can be, you know what? I think growing up, this question of what do you want to be when you grow up, it's so limiting also.
Yeah.
And now you grow up and you're like, I can be
everything at the same time.
You can be a model, you can be a singer, you can be an attorney.
You can be goofy and intelligent. You can be serious and unserious.
How many male councils do we know that are DJs? There's a lot.
There is,
and no one is saying anything about them. In fact, you still hear, that guy DJs, but he's so good.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So we needed to
They're considered cool.
Yeah, they're considered cool.
But if I appeared in a Chomi video, I would have been considered. And it was around the time that Video Vixen story came out. Remember the lady?
Oh, yes.
And, you know, the talk was that ladies will appear in videos in entertainment, being, you know, slept with left, right, and center. And you definitely don't want that attaching to your brand.
Because we're humans. And as much as, yes, I have a career, but I've got other passions.
Other talents.
And other talents I'd like to share with the world. Yes.
Do you feel that lawyers right now, do you feel, with everything that we've just described, do you feel that the profession has given you more of a voice, or do you feel that at some point it has silenced you about things that matter?
Yeah, in my case, I feel like it silenced me a lot. Yeah.
And let's talk about that a little bit.
And I think I say this from just when you start your articles.
Yeah.
With the level of toxicity that is in the legal
profession.
The profession.
Yeah.
From coming from a background of pageants where you could say anything you wanted to say, you know, as long as you believe in it.
Yeah.
To now being told that as much as, yes, you need facts, but you can't even give your opinion. That's one thing I've noticed.
Yeah. And
so even coming here, I'm like, must I talk too much? What must I say?
Can I tell you why I decided to start podcasting? So I was one of those kids that I'm sure most of us can relate, who did law, good in debating, was always president of something, always had an opinion.
Yes.
My younger years even mobilized the doi against my English teacher.
Oh my goodness.
Miss Ngala, I'm sorry. Anywho, I'm just saying, always a vocal person. And this is coming from a background. My grandmother was always vocal, but she was scared to talk about the government. And that stays with me. I remember being 6, asking Granny what the government is.
Yes.
And she was afraid. And I think maybe there was a small sign that there might be a hint of activism here. Because why was it's interesting what the government is.
True.
But I do feel like the law profession served to make me... I had to fight 2 personalities, which was insane.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to ask you, what was your inspiration for studying law? You know, I've sort of asked you this question, but what was it that you observed outside of the people that you saw on TV?
Yeah.
Looking at the affairs in South Africa, was there anything else that inspired you to say, I want to be a lawyer?
No. And I say no because even with becoming an attorney, I've always known that I wanted to take a different direction. Actually, I wanted to be in governance.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to do. But I knew that this profession would get me to where I wanted to be. So I never looked at cases or looked at attorneys and said, I want to be like that person.
Okay.
You know? So no.
But having been a victim as well, was there any part of you that felt like I want to be able to stand up for people like me?
Yes, definitely. And that's why with pageants, those helped me because they train you to become a public speaker. We reached out to so many girls. You know, I was able to start my boot camp sessions where we traveled all over South Africa, different provinces, and we coach girls, and not just on beauty, but, you know, your finances, your rights, you know, protecting yourself.
Yeah.
So I felt like law would ultimately help me to also do that for victims.
Yeah.
But for some reason, looking at the justice system, I feel like now it's who has more money.
You know what's funny for me? I feel like law doesn't favor activism.
No, at all.
And I started seeing the difference when I was at varsity.
Yeah.
UKZN. I wonder if you guys still do that. At UKZN, every February, the SRC, the student chapter was always doing about, the whole fees must fall type of movement started long before fees must fall must happen. I was a part of those marches. And I know that a big part of why that happened was because I was a law student. And you could almost see the difference between the political, doing political studies or other studies and the law students. You hardly saw a law student in the strikes.
No.
And I feel like there's a conditioning that comes with studying law. It is considered classy, being a professional. There's a lifestyle attachment to being a lawyer.
Yes.
But I also feel like, for me, it was such a letdown, because I was an avid student of history and I was inspired by the Mandelas, the Oliver, all these people were lawyers.
Who also studied
Wasn't
law?
Martin Luther King a lawyer as well? I can't remember their stand to be corrected. But all the people that were influential, impactful activists. And I thought I would have more of a voice. And then I found people telling me.
Don't you think maybe it's because once we've studied law, and obviously you get into practice, you see how people make decisions.
Yeah.
So ultimately you kind of preempt that if I do this, or if I go to join that march and I get arrested, then what happens?
Then you want.
They struck me off. I get struck off the roll.
Having too much information about the system is also a problem.
Because now I walk around saying, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't sign that contract without reading it. Why are you living with that guy? Why are you having kids? Did you think about this?
Yeah.
So we question a lot of things which ultimately...
Before we do them. And we want to bring them before the courts.
Yes.
And the court of public opinion is a very dangerous court. Which is true, but at what point... Let's move now to current affairs. I feel like I've exhausted this topic on my podcast, but it's so relevant.
It is.
but it is the topic that is there. I'm very active and I've taken a stance, which is very difficult to do.
Yeah.
I had to fight myself just being a lawyer again and knowing how the law works, and also being a huge advocate for human rights. And then there's the anti-illegal immigration sentiments on the floor. And it's not just about that. Everything else that's happening in the country, the political landscape.
Yes.
Be it the scandals, being how governance is working. Do you feel that law is now undercutting lawyers from effectively participating and questioning things as they are? Out in the open.
Out in the open.
Yeah. Because then my view would be, yes, we know a system. Guys, maybe I'm making Refilwe an activist. But, there's a system that is there. There are laws that are there.
Yes.
They're supposed to be working in a certain way.
Exactly, yes.
Let's have an honest conversation about the state of our courts. You're an attorney. Yes, you are not in criminal law. Yeah. How's it going with your civil litigation? Just getting a court date?
You know what? It does take long, but luckily we've got a court online. I'm not going to lie, it is easier.
Yeah.
Getting a court date, you get it today. Like literally, if you don't get it in 2 days, I don't know what's wrong.
Okay, but you get the court date. When is the date due? The actual date? Yes, you can get your date in 2 days.
Oh, you mean that?
How many days before you have to go to trial?
That one is better. Okay, and it depends on the matters.
Yeah.
But I remember going to a certain court in Mpumalanga, and the court, this was in 2025.
Yeah.
And the court dates that the magistrate was giving out was 2027.
That's still next year. Would you consider that an effective justice system then?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. And I can't tell you why it is. Are we not employing more, attorneys, advocates to come and join the bench? Are we not doing our job? Why is everything stalling? And I've always said, and this is what I always say to clients or anyone who wants to.
And it's affecting lawyers.
It is.
Their money, their productivity.
Yes.
mainly.
Mm-hmm. But again,
how's the justice system going to get fixed if lawyers are being quiet about current affairs?
True. We
and
can't
understanding that you have one matter to deal with in the broader scale of bringing uniformity. Sometimes it's not going to work if we're just sitting on the sidelines hoping things will change because the other people that are senior are lawyers.
Yeah. Let me tell what I always say to clients now, especially when I can see the legal fees are going to be quite hefty for you.
Yeah.
I always say, is this fight worth it?
Yeah.
Is it worth it? Because one thing I've noticed about our profession is that people don't have money and only the rich can participate.
Law is a rich man's game. It's
a
truth.
rich man's game.
Yeah.
A lady wants to divorce her husband, but she can't. You know how many matters you end up having to do pro bono because now you're like, I can't allow her to suffer.
Yeah.
I can't allow him or her to suffer.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I know they won't be able to afford the legal fees. Even I myself cannot afford myself.
A law lecturer
I cannot afford myself.
If you don't want to have money in life, be a human rights lawyer.
Yeah.
Isn't that discouraging on its own?
It is, because we entered the profession saying we're going to fight for our people. We want justice for our people. But now you need to feed your family as well.
Yeah.
But
and
most
there's
of the
a posture
time,
as well that you're supposed to occupy. There's the lens of social media.
Yes.
And we are finding that more lawyers are becoming more afraid to speak. You become even more afraid. You want to position how you articulate yourself. And then there's also the corporate world as well that goes out.
True.
I always think about if someone wants to give me a job, when they see my social media, will they think I'm hiring this one, or will this one be a problem?
You know I definitely think they would love you, but
I hope so.
But it takes.
I don't bite.
It takes people who are willing to. Hence, I'm saying in this profession, everything is so uptight.
Yeah.
You see, as much as we're moving into the digital world.
Yeah.
And obviously there's certain limits with how you market your law firm.
Yeah.
I think the marketing guy in our office feels so restricted. Like, can I interview, a client? And we're like, no, it's a sensitive matter. You can't do that.
Yeah.
But we're expected to make money and still utilize, these digital platforms that we've been giving. And that's why I feel like I see a lot of attorneys now, they're also now starting podcasts. I think for some reason that is more rewarding also than sitting in the office knowing that.
I just think we need a space where we are also active in current affairs, in politics, and understand how the law works. But my position about this, if we know how the law works and can research, because people assume lawyers know everything.
No.
We have the skills to research, guys. You can't trust every lawyer. But what's important is that we need to be able to then direct the processes appropriately. If there's a Jacinta that is fighting for the country, we need to be part of that movement in a way that directs lawfulness and brings about the right challenges in our courts.
That's true.
And then we need to be part of the conversation and activism around getting our courts working. It's absolutely unacceptable that when you have a case, it takes about 3 years. And it's even worse in criminal cases.
True.
Because in civil cases, you can afford to settle, but justice in criminal cases?
No. Oh, Cindy. Yeah.
Okay, we've come to the end.
Oh, that was short.
Of our interview. It felt short. I feel like I need part two with Refilwe. But now, as a woman, as a mother, and as a lawyer, if you were to share anything with our viewers and a message to young professionals like yourself or young women who look up to you and have an aspiration, what would your message be right now to young women and also people in the profession?
I think with people in the profession,
the
one thing I've been focusing on lately is this whole AI thing.
Yeah.
Partner up with AI.
Yeah.
It's not our enemy.
It's not our enemy.
It's not our enemy.
Yeah.
Let's utilize it as lawyers.
Yeah.
One thing AI can never take away is the human aspect of it.
Okay.
The way we draft.
Yeah.
As much as, yes, you say AI polish.
Yeah.
But AI will never fight for your client as hard as you would.
As you would.
Yeah. But for young females, be strong. We all go through a tough time in practice. Articles are not easy. But I'm asking, especially people who are admitted, in the last decade, it doesn't have to be so toxic. We can change it. Let's not allow ourselves to be the reason why someone else is sitting in a mental institution just because they were trying to fight to become an attorney. Let's not do that, guys. We can become better attorneys and we can enrich those who come after us.
Thank you so much. And closing that minds as a feminist posture, women can be anything and everything they want to be. We absolutely have to be poised and classy in what we do, but it doesn't mean we need to put a lid on our talents. So be your best, go out there and do the great that you can with the greatness that God has given in you. But most importantly, be a champion of justice in society. This is a wonderful country. It takes all of us understanding that we have to look past our own traumas and find a way to make it work. Refilwe right now is part of the system, is doing her work to become a productive citizen. What are you doing with your life? Signing out. Scales of Justice. We're done!